So hopefully, if we're lucky, we might get Demetrios and we might get Toast turning up. That'd be pretty fun. We will have a talk about what's going on for UK Games Expo, because Demetrios has been, well, he's been a busy bee for that. So we originally started, we had, 32 players, I think it was. Started with 32. Now he's, well, basically due to massive demand, we have pushed that up to 48 players. And I think even those tickets, there are only 9 left. So we are getting there for UK Games Expo. I think today, I think it is, he released tickets for the narrative event. So the main Warcry event is going to be happening on the Friday, and then the narrative event, I think, is going to be happening on the Sunday. We've got Warboss Kurgan from the community. He's going to be doing that. I think there's 16 tickets for that one, so that'll be pretty fun. I don't think I'll be staying for the whole 3 days, just because it's very difficult just to get away from family and everybody else and everything else for the whole 3 days. I'll definitely be at UK Games Expo on the Friday. So yeah, hopefully things should be pretty good. But yeah, so going back to UK GT, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be trying to push that as much as possible. I think if Games Workshop isn't going to be if the only thing that Games Workshop is going to do themselves is the Warhammer World events, I think we really need the community to kind of step in and then run as many events as they can, because otherwise the game is kind of going to die. I think, because if there's no, I mean, I don't think that there's going to be nothing for Warcry. I still think the Games Workshop are going to do quarterly updates, not quarterly, half-yearly updates every 6 months. I still think that's going to come. But if there's going to be no product to keep excitement in the game, I think personally events are where it's going to be. And you really need people to run those events for you. I say run those events for you. The community has to step in, right? And the community has to be running these events. So they have to basically run as many events as possible, because that's one of the signs. Even if you're like a really casual player, that's one of the signs of a healthy game, right? Is people want to go places and physically play this game, and they want to go to events, even if they're casual or they're not as competitive as the kind of ones that I usually go to. It's publicity at the end of the day, and that's what Warcry needs. It just needs a little bit of love and a little bit of attention, and say, yeah, here's a game, we're still doing it, it's still here, it's all good stuff. So I'm going to be pushing UK Games Expo as much as I can. We're going to try and get those extra 9 tickets sold. The reason why we don't go any higher is simply because it's real difficult to get enough boards of terrain. Demetrios, who's running it, he's done an excellent job getting the enough terrain for 36 players. Going up to 48 is a bit of a stretch. That's kind of why I'm building this Sundered Fate set, because I'm going to basically donate this to his cause. So yeah, I've got this, and I've got I've got a Sundered Fate. I can show you. I got a Sundered Fate. It's not just Sundered Fate. I also put together this bag. It's a bunch of extra stuff. I've put together this bag, the Morit, which is kind of crazy, as a piece. It's I don't know. Games Workshop doesn't do terrain small for Warcry, right? It's big, and it's imposing, and it's chunky. I really like it. I really like the way that it came out. So I'm super happy with this. So you can look forward to that showing up UK Games Expo and getting to throw people into the Morit. I don't know if Demetrios is necessarily going to force people to use the rules for the Morit. I really doubt it. But you know what? If he does, it's fun times. I remember someone asked me, hello Martin, welcome. I remember someone asked me to do a video on the Morit itself and tactics revolving around the Morit. If you haven't played with that thing, it's if you are standing in the pit, at the end of the turn, it will eat you and you will die. If you are standing near the pit or up on the platform, you can use an ability. There we go. You can use an ability. I think it was a double or a triple, I can't remember. And it was like a strength test, an opposed strength test. And yeah, they would basically knock you into the Moor pit and it would eat you and you would die. I doubt it. Yeah, so this is just a hangout and hobby stream. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to do before UK Games Expo. I got terrain, I got warbands, I got everything. So we're just doing it live. If you have any questions around Warcry or anything like that, you can pose them to me and I'm happy to answer. So yeah, the Moor pit is kind of wild. I mean, I think like most of the pieces in the terrain sets, like these rope bridges, for example, right? Not many people know, but they actually have rules. Like you can, for abilities and for actions, right? You can cut the rope bridges, and if you're on top of a thing and something's on top of a thing, you can cut them down. The model will fall, and then you can cut them to stop people from getting at you. So a lot of these things have rules that basically no one uses. Yeah. So Martin, that's kind of what we're talking about. So only once, yeah, that's it, right? Only once have I ever cut the rope bridge. People generally tend not to bother with it. I don't know if they forget about it or they just don't want to use it or whatever, but it almost never comes up. Oh no, I lie. There was a second time I used one of the terrain rules. It's in the original, in the Heart of Gur start set, right? There's kind of the big skull on top of a tree, and it's got like a horn on it that can bring people on. I used that once, and that's basically it, right? So in 2 events. No, I've used it twice in however many events I've been to over the last 3 years. So yeah, it's kind of wild. And yes, there are never enough bridges in Gur. I totally agree on that. More bridges is more good. That's what they say.